recording. Boom. And welcome everyone. And I am the author of all the things. We are here to play Star Trek Adventures. Had a little bit of a hiatus, but now we are back, and we are going to see what's up with these hippies, I guess. Because as there's still some mysteries about what's going on with the planetoid creatures and the dark electric cloud at the end. And without further ado, let's roll those credits. I hope if I bring Twitch along with us. There we go. And we pick up our adventure mere hours after the near escape of the criminal who seems to be modeling himself after Thor. We have Commander or Dr. Lovick, who has been working through all of the refugees in this colony and slowly detoxing them from the environment. And in the process of that, the peace and harmony that they were living in was shown to be a sham, and they are very quickly starting to bring up old grudges.
It's not good.
Yes, the Adalin has taken the Yalto into the forest, and they are basically hiding up in a tree. The Federation, the Cardassians members have been mostly cooperative. The Orion pirates at this point just basically came up and said, "Okay, arrest us." The Gorn and the Jem'Hadar are giving you the most trouble. You do have security forces that are trying to rein them in, but yeah, the oil and water, they're not mixing too well. and they're all trying to start fights with each other. And I believe if Lieutenant Fox has a new hammer.
You indeed. Also a hole in my jacket.
Also a hole in your jacket. Lovik is still processing and seeing the people. He's about 50% and done, but at the more and more people he cures, the more unstable this random group of civilians seems to be. And we also have the interesting in question of this Bentham, who seems to be a completely abyss and surrounded by aliens that he's not familiar with. In fact, he wishes to speak to whoever's in charge here.
That would be me.
Hello, sir. Can you explain the situation to me? I don't recognize anyone in here. Where are we?
You're currently in the Beta Quadrant.
Beta quadrant of
The galaxy. Yeah.
wait, the whole galaxy?
Yes. You're about... I don't know how you got here, but somehow you are you're like 60 years away from where you would be currently living. We'll try our best to with any problems to at least Cecily yourself, we could try and help you get back to where you are, but it's gonna take a long time.
So, I'm on the other side of the galaxy?
Pretty much.
I don't know how to handle this. Yeah, and he's slowly starting to have a, not quite a panic attack, but existential crisis in front of you. So I'm gonna need a presence or a medicine and check to keep him from absolutely losing his marbles. Medicine, presence, medicine, or command. Alien culture, and he's going through an existential crisis, so this is difficult for.
Would diplomacy work?
At increased difficulty, yes.
Even complicate. Okay, take a threat for
Okay.
third dice. Do you mean increased complication?
Yeah, increased complication.
You want 2 more threat for 4 dice.
Certainly.
Rerolling that 0. And we got 2 momentum.
I spelled that wrong. Spent than with an A. Yeah. He's a Bentham from the Delta Quadrant. You're not immediately familiar with his species, but you would be able to look up any of the Voyager files and find out about him. So, two momentum M gains. He comes down and it's like, okay. What exactly do you say to him to bring him down from the existential crisis?
I do not know.
Just, hey, it's okay. We'll be there for you.
Pretty much.
Reassuring pat on the back.
Pretty much.
Huh. All right. Eventually he does, as kind of come down and come to. But that's gonna be a whole lot of paperwork for you to figure out later. In the meantime, from deeper in the camp, you hear there's some yelling and fighting noises. Rah! How dare you!
Can we see who's fighting?
You certainly can. Fox, you are up.
Yep, Fox is heading over in the direction of the fighting.
It seems to be a random melee, a Jamadar and a very large Gorn are basically sizing each other up and kind of walking around, flexing and showing off, and everyone else is just running around encircling them, egging them on.
He has the hammer in hand. I've already taken down a Nausicaan with an electric hammer. Don't make me take any of you out with it.
This one insults our god, the Jemadar says.
I understand that is a very grave transgression to your people. But right now, fighting over religion will not get you back to where you belong any faster.
The Gorn just huffs a laugh. You're on the wrong side of the wormhole. Oh, for your religion into matter.
Okay. Throwing the hammer past him.
Just to scare him.
Yep.
Control security. Control security diff 2.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
A lot. Take a threat. Re-rolling one. Well then.
Would you like to succeed at cost?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
I don't have it set up. Never got the stat for it.
Oh, yeah, stat bar would be a thing.
Yep.
All right. Characters. Where is it?
Again, you weren't really expecting me to take the hammer from him.
No, I was not.
Nor were you expecting me to actually beat him.
I was expecting something along the lines of it would be like a tough fight and he would. I was expecting for him to run away.
The worst I got from that fight was when he threw the hammer at us. That was only because I pushed Rost out of the way.
Alright, and make sure I save this in the right folder, or else I will never find it. And there it is. It's live. Yeah, we're live. It has 2 attack modes. Focus attack is just on a single target. Area attack automatically does area to everyone. But it is control security. Need difficulty 2 for each attack.
I hate that my mouse has buttons next to where my thumb rests.
Mm-hmm.
Just if you spin it, can you fly?
Unfortunately, no. Oh, and you're gonna
Oh.
need.
Give me about a month.
Oh, and you're gonna need that. For a focus attack, on effect, one electrical object on the target is wearing is disabled for, or however many effects you get for that number of turns. So this could be a tricorder, comm badge, shield, a phaser.
Okay.
If they have multiple all objects, it's just random rolled. So it is 5 plus your security and damage. So 10 challenge dice. And let me double check. I believe the Jemadar have armor. This is what I get for not planning ahead. Yeah, come on, I have the Gamma Quadrant book. Okay, they have an armor of 2, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 2. That is enough for an injury. As you swing the hammer, throw it at him, and it cracks him and right on the jaw. He is going down. But with that, everyone else just kind of takes a step back. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with this.
And the hammer comes back to me.
It actually does not.
Okay.
There's another device I helped it come back.
Ah. Okay, well, he's gonna walk over to his hammer. Oh, that one. Okay.
Yep.
Pick it up. Not what I was trying to do, but I think it's effective enough. Anybody else wish to argue and fight in this camp?
No, we're good. We're all good, boss. We understand.
Excellent. And he shouts over for a medic.
A medic comes over. Meanwhile, Sorrel, would you be on the ship or on the ground?
I was originally on the ship, but if the captain requires my presence, I can beam down.
Yeah, it's been a couple hours after the battle. There's been no signs of anything happening in space.
All right, we'll leave the bridge to the rest of the crew and head on down to the surface. See what I can see.
What would you be up to?
So, well, first off, I would just make sure once I get there that the ambient field is no longer operative. And if so, probably go meet with Rost, see if he has any need for help, and check in on Gyro, make sure he's in good working order. And if he has any data to download from his trip across the into the gateway.
Gyro would have that information, and for some reason, and I have misplaced your token.
Oh. Well, I have my little image there is my token. I think I can drop a token into the.
Yeah, if you have a token, you can just drop it in.
Okay, I'll do that.
It's just not showing up on my side.
All right.
Didn't we get blasted by some type of telepathic force from that other rock?
You did. So we have let's check in with Gyro. Oh, at least.
All right.
Control engineering in difficulty 2.
Control engineering difficulty 2. Right. There's character sheet. Good. All right. Control engineering difficulty 2. I'll give you a threat.
All right.
Sensor operations as a focus.
Yes. One second. All right, 2 momentum generated. Gyro is operational, and he does have information for you.
All right. Well, I'll download it to my data pad.
Excellent. And what was the next question you wanted to ask?
I was going to scan and just ensure that the field that I detected when I was on the surface before is no longer operative? I think we took care of that, but I want to make sure.
There's the face.
There we go.
All right, now that we're done, I'm fussing with that. You've already found this as before, so reason science and it's difficulty 3. It's still a little squirrely,
Okay.
but you do have gyro if you want to set him up for an advantage.
Yep, I do.
All right, set you up here, and I need to just make a sheet with gyro as a token. And gyro chirps up, signals it's ready, and begins patrolling the field, giving you an advantage and extra momentum on questions.
All right. I'll spend a momentum for a third die.
Okay.
Because I can't use testing in theory yet. I haven't done it in this scene, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Momentum generated, and you have two bonus. You have a bonus momentum and a free question. Yes, the field is still active.
Okay. Can I detect from the scan what is different now about it not affecting the people in the camp?
I'm gonna send this to your pad.
Okay. Fascinating. All right, I'm gonna go seek out if I've do I have any further momentum to spend here on the question, or is that my momentum spend?
You still have the free. You still have the momentum. Yep.
Okay. Is it still an ambient field? Is it? I mean, even though it's doing what you told me, but is it localized, or does it seem like it's pretty much still ambient?
I'll answer that for free. It is still ambient.
Okay.
It is coming from everywhere.
Is there any indication as to what these fluctuations might, or how they might influence the people that were formerly under the influence of the field? Ooh,
that's gonna be So if someone were to be plugged into the field in its current state, what would the effect be?
Yes.
You are unsure. You're gonna have to do some actual computer work on that.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. There's too many variables to estimate that offhand.
Okay. Sorrel's gonna. Oh, okay. So we still haven't spent the momentum though. I need 2 to set up an advantage though, right?
Yep. So you spend 1 and 1.
Okay. Let's spend 1 and 1, set up an advantage. I want to calibrate gyro such that when we do those investigations, I don't know, we're able to target it more efficiently.
Okay, so gyro has the safe parameters of the search,
Okay.
so it's easier to set up.
Cool.
And gyro's also passively monitoring the situation and will let you know if anything dramatic happens.
Perfect. And then I'll go inform Commander Ross that the threat of danger may not yet be passed.
Ross, what would you be doing at this moment?
If I remember right, correct me if I'm wrong, there were some portals to what we thought were the other spheres. And
Yes, indeed.
and there was one that the natives were told to stay away from because it was dangerous. And they were going to take us to that, but then that's when trouble started.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. I think we need to see if we can find out the one that goes to that dark one. That seems to be the mysterious one.
The mysterious dark one.
Do you think Gyro could help us locate that? Maybe do a aerial survey, see if anything looks worth further investigation?
For momentum, Gyro during a survey can mark the locations of the different portals also around the perimeter.
For momentum?
Yep.
Yes.
Gyro has a location of 5 other portals. So a total of 5 portals in this park.
And the first one we ran across was like a desert planet. So we know that's probably not it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Sorrel? Should we go ahead and make a survey of what goes where?
I think that would be logical, Commander.
Yes, let's just start sending away teams to the mysterious is gates. Let's go.
Boldly. Let's boldly go.
It's safe to say that Fox would have passed by at that point.
Yeah, you could pass by and kind of hear this conversation.
Commander, if the portals are laid out in a particular pattern, they might line up with the asteroids themselves.
Seems a reasonable assumption to test. Ross to Captain. We were thinking about checking out some of these portals and see where they lead to. Any objection if we start working on that, or do you want to go with?
What are your thoughts?
Well, we had Gyro map them out, and we're kind of curious to see if we can figure out if this which one goes to the bad sphere, bad planetoid. I sense that's where the telepathic emanations are coming from.
Assemble a team to investigate.
Okay, if Fox and Sorrel want to come with me, and we need to make sure there's a security contingent large enough here to keep the peace.
I will send a mission to, a message to command to see if they can get everyone transported out here, so we don't have to do it.
Yeah, it might be easier to separate them on the ship and keep them apart.
And the ambient field is still present and fluctuating. So, getting the recovered individuals out of the influence of that field would be recommended. I do not know what impact reintegrating them into that field in its current state would have.
Good idea. So I guess step one is to get all our guests up to the ship and get them squared away, sorted. Keep the fighting factions apart, and then we can do some exploring.
All right.
Question, GM.
Yes.
How soon could a Federation ship that could carry everyone out of here take to arrive here?
It's not that far. A couple days. As you got up here in a couple days, a comparable starship could get there a couple days. A standard transport maybe a week.
Yeah, because I'm going to be sending a message to command to just bring a ship here so that they could bring these civilians / personnel back to where they belong.
Okay. So, to set that message, control command. Actually, the ship can help with this. The ship will have to help because as you can't exactly contact Starbase Aegis just on your communicator. Communications and commands. And this is to contact Aegis and let them know that you need emergency a transport ship.
Okay, 132 momentum before dice.
Okay.
Would Starfleet protocol work as a focus?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm wiggling that that 20.
Okay. You at least got it. You managed to get a connection into Starfleet command on Aegis. Confirm, Gungnir, you need transport for our 200 people. various factions. Can you give me a breakdown of where they need to go?
Gamma Quadrant, Alpha Quadrant.
More specifically, Empire territories.
Yep. And also, are there any people in here who are criminals that you will want to process as through the Federation justice system?
Yes.
Okay. Who are you? Any particular group of individuals you want to process through the criminal system?
The Orion Pirates and the I'm not gonna do the Gem Hadari because we kind of have a treaty with them.
Mm-hmm.
The Nauticans.
There's no Nauticans among the group.
The only Nautican we saw was Thor.
Spending 2 threat or raisins. Okay. And the criminals you might have to handle yourself. I just have a basic civilian vessel. They're not going to be equipped to handle anyone who's going to be violent. But if you can take on the prisoners and bring back to Aegis, and so we can process them from here.
I think as we start shipping them aboard, we'll see if we can identify them, do some background checks, see who's naughty and who's nice.
That would definitely help, and that would free up your brig, as you would be able to say who actually needs to go into the brig. But that would be a long, drawn out process for the captain to work over.
So I guess for now, why don't we set up different cargo bays for each race/species to try and keep down the interspecies violence. Keep everybody under armed guard until we sort them out.
Well, that's all going on. Fox makes his way back to the center of camp.
Yes, sir. And what are you doing there, Fox?
Several of you are going to be guests aboard our ship. I expect no fighting, or I'll have to come down and see you. And you wouldn't want to end up like our Jem'Hadar friend. So you will all behave aboard our ship.
Present security, difficulty 3, complication 3. You might be able to
Okay.
convince them, but they might take this as a challenge.
Okay. You're gonna love me for this. I'm giving you threat for 4 die.
All right.
Onwards and downwards. And re-rolling that comp.
Sure, you don't have to.
I'm going to.
Aw, that would have been fun. All right, gaining momentum.
For you.
Yep, you managed to put the fear of God in them, especially after you crack the jaw of a Jem'Hadar warrior, which that's a thing. That's yeah, that's a lot. So if that there's not going to be any violence and with the criminal elements. To process all the people, I'm actually going to set up an extended task. Let's do I'll set this up in here. Gonna be control plus command or con. Diff 3, because as you're kind of dealing with, if not only your government, but you're going interpolity, so that's going to complicate things. Tag 4. Work. Alright, so control command, difficulty 3, magnitude 4, work track 27, and resistance 1. And the large work track just represent that there's a lot of people all in here, but it's only 4 magnitude, so you can either hit it at 4 magnitude, or you can finish out the work track. Whichever comes first. And ship can help with computers. Errors plus command. Dear Captain, would you like to get started on this?
Yeah, let's do this. Control command. So.
Yep.
Diff 3. One threat to momentum.
Can I assist?
If you assist, you're not gonna be able to help with the away mission.
Oh, okay.
Good, but it would just take up all your time.
And what is the ship rolling again?
Computers command, as it's looking up profiles of these people.
I'm going to legal one of those egos.
All right. Nice to scrape a momentum out of there. As you work through the first batch of people, probably the easiest, the Federation citizens. Go ahead and give me 7 challenge dice. I think you got it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -1 for the resistance. That is 1 breakthrough. What am I doing? There we go. This 1. Seven. And then. All right. Yeah, 1, 2. I'm just gonna roll a fistful of challenge dice over this. Of the Federation citizens, you find 3 of them with criminal records, outstanding warrants, that kind of stuff. And 1 of them is a violent crime. He's wanted for murder in one of the core worlds.
I'll relay that info to Falk.
He would respond to, Captain, I don't think he'll be an issue. All of the guests we will be having aboard the ship are quite terrified of me at the moment.
What did you do?
I threw Thor's hammer at one of them and it broke the Jemadar's jaw.
Okay, but why though?
To be fair, I missed.
At least he's honest.
Okay, just I'm gonna continue looking through. Just keep an eye out for these people on the list in case they do something.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want me to do another goal.
We will get to that after the away mission.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we're gonna interweave this a little. Ross and Sorrel are coming. Gyro is coming along as well. Fox, are you coming along on the away mission? Or are you gonna be staying and helping the captain?
I think it's more important to go with the commander, given the fact that he had a hammer thrown at him already. Don't know what else could be out
Keep
there.
me out of trouble.
Yeah. Keep you from getting hurt. Done it twice already.
All right. Did you want to bring in security teams, engineering teams, chefs? You know, need some emergency chefs just in case.
Well, I am a bit peckish.
I'd think a couple security officers and an engineer wouldn't be too far flung.
Activate crew support.
Yeah, activate crew support or control security difficulty 2 to have just a security team aim alongside.
Nice.
Let's go with just the security team.
Yeah. I wanna
If you need
leave
someone
left for the
specific,
ship.
you could. Yeah, if you need a security team, you could definitely pull personnel from the security team. You need, yeah. That makes sense. Outside my skull.
And tactics, size, and focus.
Yes.
Do I want to give you more threat or do I want to roll this straight?
It's
I'll
not
give you more threat.
What's the worst that can happen?
A lot. You can have a threat. See?
See? Good thing you got that. Give me that threat.
Yeah.
One security team. I wish I had there's a sword icon. Nope, but there's a fist. There, that's security.
I mean, given what their chief has done so far, I think the fist works.
Yep. Just trying to differentiate the gold collar security and gold collar or engineer.
Should we bring a cleric? I mean, medic.
Cleric. You could ask for our medical team to come with.
I mean, we might need a healing word here.
I'd like to imagine that you said that while you're looking at Fox's back. Which, by the way, would the stress have been returned? I don't know, like half all the time.
Control command or medicine, diff 2, to have a medical team.
Control command difficulty 2. Oh, that's not good.
How can I mess this up for you?
Oh.
First things first, do you want to re-roll with the determination or anything else?
Oh, I don't want to use my determination this early. Yeah, we'll let it roll.
All right. Since Lovik's not here, I'm just gonna take the 2 to threat and say that unfortunately, with the detox scenario, all medical teams are busy at the moment.
Does our emergency medical hologram have a mobile emitter?
He does not. That's a different tech.
Don't know if we have like them at large yet.
We need to
Yeah,
work
they're
on
not. They're not really at large. Not quite yet.
Right,
A
in a
few years
box.
after they returned with the doctor's mobile emitter, so
Yeah, they're still working on reverse engineering that. All right, so we have our merry band of gentlemen. Which door do you want to go to? You found one that goes to the desert biome. You have 4 more to choose from.
Well, why don't we test the theory that the doors are in relation to the orientation of the spheres, and we'll go to the one that we suspect goes to the dark sphere.
In order to do that, you're gonna have to do some math. Yeah, and you don't have access. Sky. Reason con difficulty 4. Figure out which way this thing's pointed.
Difficulty 4. All right, I'll spend 1 moment.
All right, 1 momentum.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd get lucky, but
Someone else want to help? You definitely put your brains together for this.
I could
Sorrel
help.
Sorrel can help.
It's a reason con.
Yeah.
All right, I'll provide an assist.
there we go.
There we go. Takes a little bit to navigate via tricorder and lining things up and getting landmarks, arcs, and doing the calculations is based on where the dark sphere is on the other side of the solar system in relation to your horizon. But you do manage to walk over there, and there is indeed a gate standing there shimmering.
I think
Can we see anything on the?
Sorry.
Can we see anything on the other side?
You cannot.
What were you saying, Fox?
I think it would be best to send Gyro first. We don't know the conditions on the other side.
That's work. That works for me.
All right, let's send Gyro through and see what he sees.
Control science diff 3.
Okay. Take a threat, GM.
Da, 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 da.
Ugh.
Can I throw in an assist?
Yes, you can assist.
Can I use my determination to re-roll?
To what value?
Every problem has a solution.
Oh, I did the wrong value.
Yes, that would work.
Okay. Does that mean I can re-roll 2 of those?
Yep, you
I
can
want-
reroll 2. You can reroll 3 if you want.
I'll keep the 1. Alright, and then I need to roll a challenge dice. I keep my determination.
Nice. As there's I wouldn't say it's an emotional attachment, but there's definitely a bit of hesitation in on your end programming Gyro to go through the unknown gate again. So you are being overly cautious and putting in all these redundancies on all these safety checks in the code, and you have to stop yourself and go, nope, hold on. There is a problem in here, but we can solve this without going overboard. And you manage to step back the programming to something a little simpler.
Okay. Sometimes have to rein it in.
Sometimes you have to rein in.
We don't need all those do loops.
Nope. And on the other side, Gyro finds a dark forest, arboreal trees, and the night is, and the light is very diffuse and low.
Are we supposed to pretend we don't see all those photovoltaic mites?
You do see them.
Oh boy.
Kind of crawling out over the top of the trees. There's these large writhing masses of pure black shadow.
Do they seem active or dormant?
They seem active.
Okay.
And as you look, there are static electrical discharges is firing between nodes.
Does it seem apparent that there's a connection between the misfiring and the presence of the photovoltaic mites?
That's gonna be a roll to figure that out. In science, to 3.
Sensor operations as a focus.
Yep, and Gyro is there, so Gyro can assist or
Okay.
be an advantage.
An advantage. How does that advantage work again? Just to remind me.
Where? Oh no, it just counts. Yeah, it counts. It counts as advantage, but it doesn't grant it. Yeah, that's weird. It just gives you the bonus momentum with it.
Okay, so all right, so we get a bonus momentum. Gotcha. Yep. Okay, we'll take a threat, GM. I swear.
One of those nights.
Yep.
I was having that last night.
No, it's taunting me for not having bold science. It's just taunting me.
Do you want to re-roll, or do you want to?
I'd love to re-roll. How could I re-roll?
Another determination. You still have it.
Yep, I'll spend the determination.
To what value?
Puzzle solver.
I'll take it.
There we go. Oh, I keep my determination.
Nice. This is a puzzle, and you are looking at it. There doesn't seem to be any relationship between the degrading of the psionic field and the discharges. Not like a discharge goes off and immediately the field dips, but there is a reactive. There is a reactive element between the two fields, between the static discharges and the psionic field.
Okay, so they're independent effects, but they are interacting, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, they are interacting, and when a discharge happens, the field spikes in intensity. When the field spikes in intensity, the static discharges again.
Gotcha.
It's like they're feeding off each other, or one cycling into the other, or something of that nature.
Is it a regular fluctuation, or is there any escalation of the frequency at which it's operating?
I'll take that for your free question. No, it is. Yeah, no, it is not escalating in one way or another. There's as you're monitoring it, there seems to be a bouts where both of them are peaking, and then it comes back down again after a few minutes.
Peaks returns to stasis. Peaks returns to stasis. Gotcha.
Yeah. As for a pattern, there's no apparent pattern to see right now, but there might be a longer form pattern.
Right. I'll report this information to the commander.
Think there's any way we can disrupt those photovoltaic mites, or distract them, or something?
I don't know. Maybe.
Could be.
I mean, you're the Starfleet officers here. You went to the academy and everything.
We know they're attracted to the light.
Well, Commander, if we just reverse the polarity, I think it's elementary, actually.
Bounce the graviton particle being off that main deflector dish.
Let's just invert some tachyons and we're good to go.
There we go.
We do know they are attracted to lights. There might be some other elements about the photophoric mites that you might be aware of.
What might that be?
Reason, medicine, or science, difficulty 1. I'll give you a hint.
Okay, take that.
Gaining momentum. You do know that at the mites kind of operate on something of a hive mind when there's a lot of them and together, or they do share mental processing power with each other, but they're still small individual organisms. If you could disrupt that somewhat, that would make them easier to deal with.
Is their connection energy based or psychically based?
It is unknown. You haven't actually only had a chance to study it.
Okay.
So you still have a free question.
How many would I need to disrupt, or how many would we need to disrupt in order to achieve this disruption of their hive mind processing?
Just
All
ballpark
of them?
figure, 80% of the swarm.
Okay, we need an area
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah, you need area effect. You need to disrupt a significant number of them in order to break up their network.
Gotcha. Can't we just unplug the router? I mean, that's what does it for me. But
It's like each individual mite has its own router, so you're trying to unplug the internet.
oh man,
We're going to have to send a surge through their network.
That's an option.
And we
That
have
could
the
be
perfect tool for sending a surge.
we do. We do indeed.
Oh no.
It sounds like a job.
Which
shaped
brings
like a
me to
hammer?
another question. Do I have to throw the hammer or can I put it down?
This might be a possibility. Creative solutions, I like it. As you're doing the math on that, meanwhile, let's take this back up to the ship. And all these people. No, that's the wrong one. And the wrong layer. Captain, let's take another swing at this.
Okay. 132 momentum for 4 dice. And that is 4 successes.
All right, and the ship with computers command.
Does someone get that for me?
Ross.
Coming up.
And so it's 2.
What were the stats on that one?
Computer command. Regenerate. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is 8 work. And another one down. And oops. 8. Sure. Out of the Orion and pirates, 4 of them have outstanding in warrants. Nah, I'm gonna reroll that. Bollocks. And one of them is for violent crime. The rest are just The arrests are under warrants for or piracy, burglary, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So you have one violent person, and then you have one violent fed. And slowly working your way through this mass of people. Alright, and then for the non-violence, here. And this is civilian. Alright. As you're going through this, suddenly our ship pitches is to the side. 2, 5, 6.
Status support.
That's not gonna be enough anymore. More. And re-rolling 3. All right. 2, 4. I am having trouble doing the math. So 1, 2. 16 base damage to the ship. That is piercing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, piercing 12. As your ship is rocked to the side by something.
Once again, status support.
Your shields got hit for 16 damage. Do you have shields left?
Let me check the ship's max shields. One over.
All right, so that is 2 breaches.
Golden.
Sensors and weapons are impacted, sir. Shields are down. Our orbit is destabilizing. Not sure what to do.
What hit us?
Unknown, sure. I'm trying to resolve it. If someone would like to activate Patterson, he can and attempt to figure this out.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll
right.
bring up Patterson.
Reason, science, diff. You're blind. Unknown phenomenon and kind of blindsided by this. He will have to take a minor action to reroute the sensors.
It would do that.
Yeah, just minor action, flip a switch. but might count for other things.
Alright, well, we're gonna burn 3 threat to get 4 die.
All right.
Sensor operations as a focus.
Yep.
Here we go. Here you go, Patterson.
All right, and sensor science. Get some momentum off this.
Does the captain have the ship? Somebody have the ship?
I can get.
Okay. All right.
A goodly amount of momentum is generated, and I'm gonna send this to your console, Sorrel.
Alright. So Patterson looks up. Captain! It's a gravimetric wave, scale 10, Captain.
For context, you don't normally see scale 10 and gravimetric waves unless black holes are colliding.
What's the point of origin?
You can answer that for momentum.
Yeah, let's spend one because we got 2.
2 breaches off that. It appears to be off the starboard bow.
Right off the starboard bow, Captain. It's on top of us.
Is it affecting the planet?
One momentum.
Yeah, let's spend it.
And this is going back to your console. I can spell.
Captain, the wave hit the planet and it responded with the new wave that was emitted. There's some kind of resonance going on.
Clarifying thing.
Is the new wave also a gravimetric wave, scale 10?
It is also a gravimetric wave, scale 10.
Gotcha. Any difference in its amplitude, or is it?
I'll answer that for momentum.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Looking at it very carefully, there are slight modifications into the wave.
So it's like the planet drew it in and then pushed back out another wave, but one that's different in some significant way.
Mm-hmm. And it's propagating out across the system. There's 6 planets in equidistance of each other, and so the one you're orbiting fired, and then the next 2, and then next 2, and then 2 waves collide right on top of the dark sphere.
Wow.
get the impression it's trying to get rid of us.
Yeah. Or it's just doing things it does and we're in the way.
All right, Captain, your orders. Your shields are down, and you're a little bit shooken up.
Move the ship out of the waves, but still stay with comms.
You would have to move a significant distance away from the system to not be in danger. Yeah, you would have to move out to where it would take you 5 to 10 minutes to respond to any emergency of the away team, and you'd be significantly out of transporter range.
If we beam down some type of like a transporter, and so would that allow us to do it at a good distance? Like it's no longer from it would just become a point-to-point beaming.
That's no, you're not. Yeah, this isn't like beaming from orbit to the surface. This is like beaming from the surface of Earth all the way out to Pluto orbit. That's how far you would have to get out. So 80 AUs or so. Now this is way farther than transporter technology has gone. You would still easily be within real-time communication range. It's just that you would not be able to swoop in and save them. Or you could try to tank it out. This might just be a point occurrence.
I feel tanking it is our best chance of bringing our shields back up and find us a place where within this sector where we'll deal with minimal impact.
All right, so there's a couple things to do there. First things first, someone from engineering is going to have to do a shield check.
Okay, Left will do that.
Nope, ship does help. So control, engineering, diff 1, structure, engineering, and this does require 1 power. Oh, diff 2 because your shields are dropped. And you want to get as much momentum as possible because you gain 2 shields plus 2 more for each momentum spent.
Okay, he will spend 3 momentum.
One. And 2 more. Alright, so instantly gain 2 shields. Would you like to spend extra momentum to gain additional?
How much shield are we getting back based?
Base is 2, and then 2 for each additional momentum.
Let's spend all 4 so we could
That'll get you up to 10 out of 15 shields, so 70%.
yeah.
All right. I have quickly reroutes ounce power to the shield emitters, and you get 70% of your shields back up. To find out a good place is to move the ship to minimize damage. Let's go science. Kind of a weird thing. And he's in science and advantage. Weird thing, and I'm gonna say a increased complication because of the weirdness. And computers. Reason science difficulty 4, complication 3. Assisted by computer science to find an ideal location and to park your ship to minimize damage.
All right. Okay. Let's see.
Someone's got Patterson, right?
I do. Sensors as a focus.
It's not so much sensors. This is more of analysis of sensors.
Analysis of sensors. I guess that doesn't fall within the purview of sensor operations then. That's pretty much the closest one then. All right, we'll burn.
Wait, doesn't Patterson have planetary sciences or something
Yes,
like that?
planetary physics.
I will
Does that
accept
work?
that. Yeah.
Okay,
This is orbital mechanics, easily.
gotcha. Okay.
I was trying to think. I was trying to think if that was this game or another game that someone had that.
For sure. Well, good to have a focus when the complication. We'll burn. Decent science. All right, I'm gonna burn 3 for 4 die.
All right. 4 die total.
Top.
Maybe computers can save ya.
Come on, computers.
Got it. There's a complication on the table. Do you have a reroll?
Secondary characters don't have determination.
They do. If they don't have values, they can use mission directives.
He has a value. He has a value.
I think he might have cautious.
He didn't spend momentum. He spent threat.
Wouldn't
He
have had-
also
we didn't-
doesn't have that. He has dedicated focus and computer expertise.
Oh, okay.
Wait, computer expertise. That should give you a reroll.
Programming
Hmm.
or study of a computer
Oh.
system.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll accept that. There we go. 1 momentum generated. Patterson, and you found a safe place to park the ship, but it's going to be significantly outside the system. At impulse, at like low warp speed, it is going to take 5 to 10 minutes to pick up the away team if anything happens.
Captain, we'll have to move out of immediate evac of the away team, but I found a safe location.
I should qualify a safer location. If you want to completely bug out and high warp away from the system, you could be far enough away that these waves won't affect you. But
Right.
you would be it would be a significant time to affect any rescue of the away team. Or you could take this location. You'd be 5 to 10 minutes away, but you're still at risk of some damage, but not as hard as it was hit before.
But no matter what, it's still got to take almost the same time if you wanted to do some form of rescue.
Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah, if you go all the way out, you're talking like a half hour in order to get back in. Unless you find some way of getting around that. I don't know.
So Patterson communicates the Goldilocks options to the captain.
I'll take the option that'll least affect our rescue time, because I imagine that's still better than where we currently are. If I'm understanding this.
Yep, that would work. Let's move to the system map.
Yeah, I'm gonna move, and also I'm going to activate Zogar.
All right.
And have him modulate the shields.
That's an idea.
I mean, I doubt it's gonna do anything because of how high its pen is.
You could. I mean, it would help.
Yeah. Let
me figure out how to do. Modulate shield.
Difficulty 2, control security, and structure engineering.
Yep. Impossible shields are 0. You have shields, and success +1 resistance +1 more for each momentum spent.
Okay. 2 threat, 1 momentum for 4 dice. He has shipboard tactical systems as a focus.
Yep.
So that means he has
I think the more appropriate focus would be shield management.
It's doesn't really matter with yeah. So
Yeah.
Gold. So some.
Yeah, shield
Someone will go for
management,
the-
tactical systems.
Someone will go for the ship.
What stats on the ship?
Structure engineering. Yeah, 4 momentum total. Would you like to dump that all into the resistance?
Yes, I would.
All right. Ship.
So that'll give me +5.
Yep. 5 +5 resistance, and it's on the Gungnir, so you have 12 resistance total.
Okay. And we'll have left try to continue bringing our shields back up to 100%.
He would be. Yeah, he'll be able to do that in the scene change, which is happening about now. Because I bet the away team's wondering what the heck just happened.
What the heck just happened?
Meanwhile, rocks fall, everyone dies. No.
No, a lieutenant falls from the sky and electrocutes everything.
You have. So, you are making these scans and stuff, and suddenly there is a massive earthquake, and there's a massive earthquake, and the world is literally shaken apart as if God just punched Earth, and you're recoiling to the side. Fitness on.
Oh, this is why God needs a starship.
This is why God needs a starship. Diff 3, 4, 5. Fitness, con, or security might be able to talk you into that. Difficulty 5 to stay on your feet. And my
Alright.
camera crashed.
I feel like I should just accept
know.
that I will not be staying on my feet.
Right.
Well, yeah, maybe. Okay.
Still with momentum.
Let's go with boxing as a focus,
I'll take boxing as a focus.
and I'm going to give you a threat.
Just one?
Yeah, you convinced me. I'll take enough for 5. Take the threat for 5 dice.
So,
Nothing bad will come with that.
nope.
Ooh, at least it worked.
Composure is a focus.
Surprisingly, yes.
All right.
I don't think you were gonna get 5 rolling
Nope.
2.
No,
Nope.
just didn't want to have a complication. That's kind of what I was shooting for.
You are knocked on your butt. Oh, I can do better than that.
Glad I hit this.
We'd have had to give him so much threat to stop falling on our butts. I just see that
I gave him all the threat.
he did. I thought having one of us keep their feet is probably a good idea.
Actually, yeah.
I mean, since we're
Never
going to be in dangerous situations, it's good that I stay on my feet.
Right.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 8 damage with knockdown 4 and intense 4.
Sorry, how much stress?
8 stress.
8 stress. Well,
That is an injury, unless you have some sort of resistance.
do I have a resistance to getting knocked on my rear?
Unless you have a cybernetic backside, they don't tell us.
Do not.
All right, so both Rost and Sorel are looking at injuries. It will cost 6, either 6 threat or I guess 6 threat to avoid the injury, because this is a really intense thing that just happened.
Is that 6 total or 6 apiece?
6 apiece. So 6 for you, 6 for Rost.
Dear Lord.
Ouch.
You were giving him that threat one way or the other.
Apparently we are.
I mean, you don't have to. You could just take the injury.
I don't suppose determination would help them at any point this one.
Determination would, you could avoid with determination. You would still take the injury, but you would still be operational. You would still be up and at him.
I'm just gonna spend threat and avoid it.
All right.
Probably, yeah. I'll do that too.
Right for everyone.
Off of them.
That's all of us.
Oof,
Yeah.
25.
I didn't take that.
Okay.
And the Borg show up.
I hit the 5.
Yeah, he did. He got his.
Yeah. But it was 6 for each of them. 6 for Ross and 6 for Sorel.
Indeed. And we keep the stress, right? Even though we
You keep the stress, yes, as as you are knocked on your feet and you go rolling down a hill, and a tree tips over, but you manage to dodge roll out of the way out of the last seconds. You're a little everyone's a little bruised. There's some minor cuts and scrapes, but no one's broken any limbs yet.
I didn't join Starfleet to get killed by a tree.
And
Say it's never happened either.
that was groundside what happened, and with the shockwave.
Well, Sorrel's nearly out, but I don't know about Commander.
Barely hanging in there.
There is something you can and do. If you have a moment, and you can take a fitness, I think it's fitness medicine or security, a difficulty 2, to you just kind of sit there and take a breather, and you can regain the ability to avoid an injury, because technically you've already done your one avoid for the scene.
Right.
But the trade-off is it's a roll, and it takes time to do it. So if you're in middle combat, that might not be feasible.
We're not in combat, correct?
I don't know. You might be.
Well,
You angered a planet recently.
I'm gonna take a minute, if I can, and make this roll.
Chat says, killed by a tree, killed by a tar monster, killed by a bridge. Starfleet officers have suffered many humiliating deaths.
Indeed. I will burn yet another threat to get the third die. And, there's no focus here, so. Well, I made it.
I can't even.
Oh,
goodness.
Oh dear.
I don't know how it's complicated that I avoided an injury, but it's complicated.
you might be stuck on a tree.
Oh no, I know what it is. I as I'm sitting there for that minute, I upload to my Spacebook page that my current relationship status is complicated. That's what it is.
Man, the rules are not with us tonight.
Not with us tonight.
Oh goodness. You can try again in a few minutes if you live, but at the moment you two who are both kind of shaking it off and trying to pull yourselves together. Fox, you managed to avoid all that through your boxing training.
Yeah, they're at the bottom of the hill, and Fox is just standing there in a ready pose.
And Fox, you can see, you might be able to see something. Inside. I'll make the security or science,
Okay.
but I'm feeling you're gonna take security.
Yeah.
Difficulty 3.
Yeah. More threat that could possibly fight me. Just one though. And I'm gonna roll that 0. Hey.
Yay. You do notice is that the lightning storm gets much more intense between the photovoric or mites, the swarm hives, and there's electricity swarming up the side of these mounds, and then it hits the peak and it arcs to another mountain, and it goes down and back up again in a wave.
He just looks back down the hill to them. The energy discharges between the photovoric mites is getting more intense. I suggest you remain down there for your own safety.
That seems
Probably
like
a wise decision.
a logical decision, yes.
Can we use oh, what's his name? The probe. Gyro?
Gyro. Yeah.
To see if he can pick up any kind of signaling between the photovoltaic mites. Like, is it radio? Is it light? Can you detect whatever kind of signals we're using to link together?
He's in science. Yeah, still div 4.
So you want to roll that and I can assist?
I got it. He's science. Diff 4. No momentum to spend. It's gyro, so at least I have a focus. And we will get a bonus momentum out of this. I will spin the 3 threat. Because we're just going to give them all to you. I have no choice in this matter. Nope. Here we go. Hold your stars and garters. Yay.
Hey, no complications.
Crazy.
Knock on wood.
Luckily, you have a tree right next to you.
It's true. Laying on top of us.
That's also another question. And you guys, I can stand up and kind of dust yourselves off.
Commander Gyro is reporting there are patterns to the static charges. Or a pattern.
You think you can disrupt them?
Possibly communications? Are they trying to communicate to us?
I don't think the photovoltaic mites are.
There seems to be a quality of something that the universal translator might be able to work on. There seems to be some communicative markers in the way the static discharge is patterned.
Well, that might be a better alternative if they're trying to communicate.
Can we modify the universal translator to interpret the static discharges?
That's, yeah, that's certainly a possibility.
Okay.
But as you're are thinking about this, the all the surges is died down, and there's a moment of quiet, and then the hair on your body starts standing on end as the entire Air Force just builds up a static charge. Lightning crawls up the trees and crawls up the photovoltaic mites, and then it just shoots up into the ceiling of this place. From orbit, the Gungnir is out here trying to stay out of the way as a giant freaking static discharge the size of planets lances out from this planetoid and strikes this one. You are in communication range, I will say that.
status support.
Someone from the away team. What's your status?
Oh, is he talking to us?
Yep.
Sorry.
He's asking for a status report. Oh, buddy.
I thought he was talking to someone on the bridge.
Ow.
Captain, the electric discharges that are currently going between the planet and Photovoric Mites has built up to a supercharge, which has sent a bolt of lightning through the planetoid into orbit, I believe.
Captain, our analysis indicates there may be a communicative purpose to the pattern of the static discharges.
Any way you could quickly traverse through and find a way to stop it, the better.
Working on it, Captain.
It's going to be risky as hell, but is there any way I can reach out with my telepathy to see if there's anyone listening?
In orbit, you see the lightning strikes next to surface as rocks are thrown off and vaporized into a halo around the planetoid, and it starts delisting. It is, yeah, it's not orbiting like it should, and its orbital pattern has gone erratic. Would you like to do anything about that?
Kind of feeling like we need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I wonder if it's our presence that's pissing this thing off or what.
Things seem to have escalated quickly.
While they're down there debating what's happening, I'm going to throw the hammer and then run after it area.
Okay. Control. Oh, security difficulty 2.
You're going to get a threat.
Getting a lot of that today.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I do, and it's not like you're ungrateful for it.
No.
And you know what? I'm gonna reroll that 0. You have a blue boy.
You have a blue boy. That is a hit, so that is 5 damage and all of the area. And I think it was the tents. What was it?
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Okay. Debilitating. Okay. Oh, that's gonna.
I'm throwing it right there. And that clump, like that clump.
I
Want me
don't
to pick it up?
technically. Here's the problem. I don't have stats for this,
Yeah.
so you can't kill the dragon.
What?
But
Usually it's the Tarrasque that doesn't have stats.
yeah, that's kind of the area you're looking at. But with that much damage, you take out one of the nodes of it. A giant mass approximately 20 tons just dissipates. It's in a fury of electricity and fall like snow.
Oh boy.
And and in fact, you can actually see you can finally see the individual mites. Now that they're not cloaked in shadow, they are about the size of your pinky nail. Tiny little black bloods.
I'll keep that in mind for later.
And now you got their attention.
Yep. Currently running after his hammer as well.
Any last words?
So we're gonna have to look for another security officer too.
I died as I lived.
Live long and prosper.
It would have been easier if I had the ability to get the hammer back when I threw it.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. That's at least a hit. And
Dodgeball thing, or is that just they're going to hit me?
yeah, they're just gonna hit you.
Okay.
How much? 2, 3. As 7 damage, but not intense.
Okay. Let's go ahead and half that.
Yeah, I have it in your favor, so 3 damage. As you suddenly feel like you just punched Thanos in the face and you managed to cut his chin, and he turns around and goes to backhand you into the wall. An electrical shock builds up from the base of the swarm, builds up and zaps at you, and you manage to time it and dodge roll out of the way just in time as it vaporizes the spot you just stood.
Yeah. You know, it's also a good thing that Gyro is probably like recording all of this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nobody would believe anything that's happening.
I almost want to say to Momentum you can save the recording, but nah. It's recording. It's Starfleet logs. You can pull it up later.
It's probably being backed up on the ship as well.
Yep.
We'll be including it in the training video.
Meanwhile, Ross, I believe there was something incredibly silly you wanted to try.
You're saying that's a bad idea?
I'm saying it's incredibly
connecting your mind to a planet.
Yep.
The last time I witnessed that, it didn't end well for the Deltan that tried it.
I'm going to go ahead. This is a Hail Mary kind of thing. Yeah, basically try and telepathically say hello.
Hello. Is there anybody out there? I just realized I had 2 songs playing at once. I'm a silly goose. Sure, what's the worst gonna happen? Presence command, instantly diff 4, or because of the scale of this. 5.
Can Ross draw on our mental link to improve or make this a little easier?
Yes. yes, you can and assist, or you could roll before him and set up an advantage or two.
I think I'll assist.
However, if there's any stress, you're both getting hit.
That's alright. My next character's a Klingon.
Games like this, yeah, I might as well just start thinking about what you're going to re-roll.
I plan to live forever. I don't know about you guys.
That's the hope.
It's the Riker way.
Wants to live forever.
Well, I just became a god. Why would I want it to end?
Okay, I'm going to spend that point of momentum. And let's see, 2, 5. Is it 8 threat? 4 dice? 5 dice?
5 dice is 6 threat altogether.
6, okay. Alright, I'm going to do that. My complication range is sure high.
Yep.
Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? And I better stop before or I get copyright striked.
Probably.
Eh.
Is there anything we can do to reduce that?
Create advantages, bring devices in. You can spend a determination to create advantage outright. If you want to stall and prepare, you can make rolls to create 8 advantages. You just have to tell me what they are.
Yeah, let's do that. That's probably a good use of determination.
What type of advantage are you trying to create?
As a way of trying to communicate our peaceful intent to whatever this entity is. See if we can maybe get through to it on some level that we are not a threat. We're here to help. Give us a chance. Don't kill us.
Oh, okay. I could allow that to be an advantage. To what value are you spending?
Other cultures are interesting and have much to offer.
You're getting a lot of use out of that value, yes. So you have 1 advantage. Do you want to bring down the difficulty or the complication?
Let's bring down the complication.
All right.
Can Sorrel spend his determination in a similar way?
You certainly can.
Okay.
How would you like to assist? How would you like to create an advantage?
I guess boosting the signal, so to speak. Since we're, he'll kind of get down in a cross-legged and focus his mental support for Rost's effort to reach out to this creature.
Yeah, let's turn it up to 11.
Okay. To what value are you spending?
Every problem has a solution.
I will take that. Determination spent. Would you apply that to the difficulty or the complication?
What do you think, Rost?
I think lowering the complication would probably be best. Otherwise, it's something bad would happen.
Yeah, you're rolling 5 and I'm rolling an assist, so I think, yeah, we'll lower the comp.
Okay. I'm gonna say a fox you recognize that Ross and Sorrel are doing something. They're kind of getting into a meditative state. you're at least aware that they are attempting a thing.
Fox, you're
Yes.
okay.
You recognize that as you dodge roll out of the way, grab your hammer, and fall back a little bit. You notice that Ross and Sorrel at the bottom of the hill are. Sorrel is flat out sitting down in a meditative state. I'm not sure what Ross is doing physically, but it looks like they're preparing to do something.
Yeah, I'll match what Sorrel is doing so we can be in sync.
Yeah, he's not too knowledgeable on their species. He is more of a get in the face of the enemy and fight, not too much worried about what other races are doing with their abilities and whatnot.
Okay. One last ass check. Do you want to arm anyone else on the ship that you're attempting this?
Yeah, we'll let the captain know that we're going to try and communicate with the entity on a telepathic level, just so he'll know and can know where to find our bodies.
Yeah, put it in our epitaph.
Okay. Good luck.
Good
Final
luck, we're all counting on you.
I'll answer. Any last words before we roll this?
I can't think of anything.
I would like to
Going to
give
burn my
them
brain,
a.
so I don't care.
I would like to give them a dedication.
A dedication? Or do you mean
Something's
determination?
journey, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All right. You have a determination in your pocket. You want to spend it now or save it for a reroll?
Reroll.
Yeah.
All right. Dice.
Oh,
All right. Do the reroll.
So close, so close, so
Wow.
close.
well, good news. We're definitely getting momentum.
Yes. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, you guys. No, not all players, just me. 3 momentum and Martha at top of that. You settle down and try to clear your thoughts, and you try to mind meld with the planet.
Because one does with that.
Because one does that. There is a psionic presence of the planet. In fact, there are 7 psionic presences. They are huge, massive. They dwarf you in complexity and scope of thought and all this stuff. You are but men, and you are approaching the throne of gods. One of the lights, one of the intelligences, one of the presences, is weak and shimmering. It's not at full strength, but even in its diminished state, it dwarfs you in immensity. And then there's another one that is standing apart from the rest of them and is shifty and almost a choir of voices altogether. And slowly the vision clears up, and both Ross and Sorrel see this, and you hear them yelling at each other.
What are they saying?
Give us back our brother. You have no right to that.
Interesting.
You've come here in violence. We've known nothing but peace. How dare you? Why do you have the sole right to star travel? The Dark One screams. We have a right to travel the stars as well.
So it sounds like the Dark One has taken over another entity of that other sphere for its own purpose.
That appears to be what has happened.
Sounds like God needs a starship.
Yep.
God needs a starship. As these 7 titans of consciousness are yelling at each other, you're just hearing the echoes of their consciousness is coming down off the mountain, but you get the idea that the Dark One, the Photovorg mites, have come together into a hive mind consciousness that rivals these 6 planetoids. And these 6 planetoids are sentient and sapient in their own right.
Any indication they've taken notice of us?
As of now, no. But you could make your presence known.
Cyril, my thought might be to say, hi, we have a solution, or potential solution. If someone wants to travel, we can help, and you can leave that other sphere alone, return it back to the others.
That seems like a good message to me.
To clarify,
anybody need a lift?
Yeah, to clarify communication, if you're communicating with the gods, go ahead and type out on chat your deliberate message to them.
Okay. I think here.
I have to word this very carefully. Your very consciousness depends on it.
Oh, yes.
No pressure. Just talking to giant consciousness deities that could smite your very consciousness.
Yeah, sure.
They could accidentally roll over and crush your mind.
I was quickly pulled away from the computer. Did you spend the determination I gave you?
We did.
Okay, then I gotta see if the train is still going. It is not.
As you call out, we might have a solution to your problem. We have a starship and the ability to travel among the stars. We can offer you transport if you leave these beings to themselves, and everyone gets what they want and is at peace. So immediately, kind of the same aim idea as you speak up. 7 consciousnesses turn their gaze upon you, and you feel the weight of, oh hi, they know I'm here now.
It's like the eye of Mordor at me times 7.
Yep, 7 eyes of Mordor are upon you.
Whereas it's just a slight discomfort to have 7 people stare at you. This is more of a very real drowning discomfort.
And you are very much aware that if they want to, they can rip your character sheet in half.
Oh yeah.
We're from Starfleet. We're here to help.
Wishing I could give my Katra to Gyro right about now.
Unfortunately, the nearest beings would be either one of the security team or Fox.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
So 5 of the consciousnesses, yeah, I'm just gonna say beings. 5 of the beings give you acknowledgement and gratitude and says, yes, peace, we want peace. Peace is good, and all we want is peace. Peace is everything we live for. And that idea resonates with them. The dark entity, not so much. It is irritated at this notion. And it says, I don't want on temporary flight anymore. I want my own flight. I want the stars.
Well, that's something that we could work out.
Is given the nature of the photovoric mites, and we analyzed them, or Gyro analyzed them when he came in, is there any indication that a sufficient mass of them could survive in space?
They can survive in space. They are a spaceborne entity. They kind of go into a dormant phase in space, but it is significantly sublight. They're running. They can and only move around stars with gravimetric slingshots. They could go like the speed of Voyager 2.
So they want to go faster. Is that the idea?
They want to go warp speed. They want to be able to go warp speed and have the stars.
Okay.
Perhaps if you could take corporeal form.
Bad, don't agree.
And it appears that at these 6 spheres do have the ability to go FTL.
So that's why they're messing.
They've been hijacked.
Yeah. One of them's been hijacked.
What size starship do they need?
Ooh, that's gonna be a roll.
Can this being, the hijacker, take on corporeal form and we could give him a shuttle?
Need to be a runabout. Don't we have a runabout?
Several.
Yeah, several. You can field 3 at a time. You can field 3 runabouts at a time.
There's an extra runabout in orbit, right? Because they, the Starfleet folks originally came here.
Eclipse, yeah.
We can't give them that one. That was not ours.
I think they'll understand.
It'll be more paperwork, but push comes
Use
to shove.
ours, doesn't matter.
Yeah. There are spare runabouts, but there's some math involved here.
given what we know about these things, do we really want them going faster than light?
Away from us? Go faster the better.
Yeah, but who's
I'm
to say
on
they
the-
won't point the ship in the direction of Sol?
Well, we're not really near there. Sounds like a future
I-
generation's problem.
Let's not.
Let's not speculate on very bad events, or let's not give them the shuttle.
Find a different solution that's not.
Give them a starship.
Yeah, well, giving them technology, because this is kind of against the prime directive.
But this is upscale, so
I
it's
mean,
not really a violation. They're
I
more
mean-
advanced than us.
I have a very good solution. We weaken them and let the beings that reside here take care of them.
Mm.
Yeah, they are kind of invading someone else's home.
They've technically taken over a sentient being.
So you think it's a better plan to try to fight the thing and get it killed than just give it a ship and tell it to send it on its way?
We can either cut the problem off at the root or let it become a bigger problem later.
Can we ask the being what its purpose is, why it wants to go wherever it wants to go?
That's a good question.
Spend a 2 threat for reasons. You lie. You do not wish it to help us. You wish to destroy us. The dark being accuses you.
We don't wish to destroy you. We don't understand you, and we're trying to help everybody here,
Our
yourself and these other beings.
Our purpose is to seek out new life and new civilizations. You are new life.
We are not new. We are old.
New to us.
What is it that you seek?
Please say Harmony.
Dude.
Please say Harmony with the Universe.
Dark being says as food, grow, expand.
Oh, great.
We are organic creatures. We do what we must.
Survival of the fittest. Oh, good. That's great.
I don't think it's a good idea to give technology to potential Tyranids.
Yeah.
Look, the photovoric hegemony is somebody else's problem.
Yes. but I'm here with a hammer.
Well, hold on.
Does it look like a nail to you?
Yes.
I mean, if we do, we might end up starting another war, because they could cause problems with the Klingons, and the or the Garmelins.
Why don't we ask one of the other immense beings what they think we should do, or what they would prefer?
I would ask the dark being: is he seeking a place to live? Are they seeking a place to live?
Yes. Is that not what all organic life seeks to find? What all creatures want?
It is. We can understand that, and perhaps we can find a suitable place for you to live and transport you there, where you can live in happiness and peace and do what you want to do.
One of the sphere air consciousness slowly slips away. Captain from orbit. You see that one of the spheres is in a decaying orbit. Patterson and pipes up. The sphere's in a decaying orbit. It's gonna fall into the star in 3 hours.
I'm going to relay that to the away team.
Is the do we get an indication that this is this is due to the presence of the photovoric mites consciousness?
No. Oh, you get the feeling that this was as an injured sphere consciousness, and he just slipped unconscious. Just too much stress, and it fell from consciousness.
Yeah, this is constantly harming, so I'm on the side of stopping him. We're stopping we'll save the consciousness over the saving the mites.
So
Save the spheres. All right.
well, I was going to suggest that we give the mites at least a choice or a chance to accept our offer before we, do what we must.
So, Captain, are you ordering the Gungnir to intervene and intercept the falling sphere?
To try and save it, yeah.
All right, you jump in there. This is a big sphere, though. You are scale 5. This is scale 9, so not quite as big as a Borg cube, but pushing it. It's
Maybe
larger
you can
than-
extend the warp field around it to reduce its mass.
No.
Yeah, it is currently impossible for your tractor beam to stop it. You would have to create advantages to stop it. The warp field. I heard a warp field suggestion. Anyone else?
Yeah, it was to extend the warp field around it,
Warp
Make it-
bubble.
lighter.
Yeah.
We would like to change the gravimetric constant. Good.
During engineering or science, and I can see either one. Let's see. Just because of the mass, and what the heck are you doing? And let's sprinkle some of this in. So, yeah, that's good. And engines, engineering. Difficulty 5, complication 2. To set up the warp field.
Okay. Daring engineering difficulty.
You might have multiple swings at this, but you have a limited amount of time.
All right, I'm going to spend. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. All the momentum and 2 threat. That should get me up to 5.
That will get you up to 5.
I've got bold engineering, so I can re-roll that threat. I mean that complication, right?
Yes, you may.
Well, it comes down to the ship.
Roll the shit.
Gungnir, 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 Gungnir.
Yay!
Yay.
All right. As Left reroutes Al's power air to the warp drive and retunes the warp field to extend over the asteroid. Your engines are not liking this, and 2, 4, 6, 8. You lose 8 power or trying to manage this. But the mass of the changing laws of physics locally. But the mass of the planetoid is now enough that your tractor beam can and catch it. You now just need to catch it. So control, security, diff 3. Let's give you some complication. It's the warp field. And then that's structure security, I believe. And this is to actually fire the tractor beam. So I believe Zogar is going to take that role.
Yep.
Zogar.
Take the GM.
Yep.
Wheeling that 0.
Mm-hmm. Huzzah!
Rerolls coming through.
Rerolls coming through as the blue beam reaches out into space, grabs a chunk of the surface and pulls back. Engines in full reverse.
I'm giving her all she's got.
You lose 1 power for the tractor beam plus 2 more just because of the sheer energy draw. What's your engine? What's your batteries at?
Tell me the total number we lost.
11 so far in this scene.
We're currently at 0.
Currently at the oh shit level.
Yeah, you're at oh shit level, but you pull back on that, and that took everything you got, but you managed to pull into a stable orbit. But you are currently out of power until you can recover that.
Okay.
Rost and Sorel. So, as soon as the consciousness goes dark, the other 5 consciousnesses, the other 5 spheres, start yelling at the dark sphere here again.
Of the theme being, get the heck out of here.
Yep. How dare you? You've hurt one of us. You are a monster. You are a predator, and they say predator in a very demeaning term. It's almost like that term's an insult in their consciousness.
Right.
Do they realize what the Gungnir has done to save their companion?
Not yet. The Gungnir is still in the process of trying to save it.
So, Sorel's gonna again propose a sort of take it or leave it offer, and if leave it, trying to figure out some way to distract the mites so Fox can do its thing.
I'm not convinced that, attacking it's the way to go. I think if we can convince it that
either,
if we can, talk it to say, hey, we'll take you someplace where you can call home.
Yeah, that's the take it or leave They're sort of, all right, we have means of transportation. We can resolve this peacefully with no one else getting hurt. But if they persist, then
Right.
Again, the mites don't just want to be ferried; they want their own warp drive. They are demanding in the stars.
Yeah, that means they want to be all powerful. So nah, fuck them.
I mean, is that what that means? I mean, we would like to put the question: to what end do you wish to travel the stars?
Isn't it the right of all species, all sentient species to travel, to move freely?
That make a good point.
To travel peacefully.
We do believe that they are with their own means and not given this power because that's the equivalent of playing God.
But you have warp drives. You have
we worked
traveling in the stars.
Yeah, we worked on. We worked for centuries to do that. When I get to kick you to the finish line to do so.
Did you personally work for centuries on this?
We just got philosophical.
Oh boy.
Our
They're
forefathers
trying to argue
did.
Civilizations creating it and predatory species taking it.
Is it still Theseus' ship? Is it?
Well, you personally, you are standing on the backs of many people before you. We are asking you to stand on the backs of many people before us.
We stand upon the shoulders of those that created for our civilization. You are trying to stand upon the bodies of those that did what you cannot on your own.
Nice.
We have the obligation to do no harm. So, what assurances can you give us that if we were to gift you with this technology, that it would not go to violent ends?
Once again, against regulation to do this.
Oh, fun times.
Captain Fox, I'm gonna let you do a Presence Command difficulty 4 roll because at that point, you might be able to get through with them.
Okay. Unfortunately, I am going to have to spend so much debt.
Well,
I am going to say
spend everything you need to.
Experience trumps all. They are trying to take without gaining the knowledge through experience.
Yes, and that is actually one of the big things that's one of the reasons why the Prime Directive exists. We don't interfere. We don't give you technology because you are unexperienced in technology and you could do something dangerous with it. This is the base principle that Starfleet was built upon. Do not interfere. Do not give it technology. I will definitely accept that. They need the experience first.
I think the closest I have for foci would be tactics.
Not really.
That's stretching it, yeah.
Yeah, that's stretching it. I'll take something like diplomacy or composure or even.
I'm going to give you the 2 threat for the 3rd day. Alright. Onwards and downwards.
Is that something I can give him an assist with?
He's the one who took the He's the one who made that speech himself. So, but you did hit it. You hit it. Very well. So, it is not the destination that's important, it's the journey.
That is correct. To live among the stars is to coexist with those that are among them.
So we could offer you transport to a suitable location where, over time, you could perhaps develop the experience and understanding, such that you might reach the stars one day.
Can you give us a prototype or an outline of a warp drive so that we may study the model and build it off ourselves?
Could we, but should we? I mean, why would we deny you the joy of discovery?
The knowledge is part of the process as well.
Best we could do for you would put you on an uninhabited world that has all of the necessary components to create it for yourselves. Not the physical, but the raw materials.
And your mind could flourish and grow and develop and perhaps one day meet again.
It is rare that so many of us has come together to even think at this level. Most of the time, our pieces are scattered and few and far between.
You could have a home, a place for your beings to gather.
We already have a world right here.
But it cannot last.
It's not your world.
You are
This
infesting
world
it,
was
and it's
once alive as you are,
It is dying.
and you have robbed them of that life which you also crave.
What alternative do you give?
An uninhabited world with the necessary raw materials in order to one day build your own starship and travel.
Which world?
Can we
You didn't
call
know
up
your
the-
requirements.
At this point, you can slowly communicate with each other out of the mind meld.
Can we determine what type of what class of planet would be required to support the Photowork Mites hive mind?
Which would also have the necessary raw materials in order for them to create a
Yeah.
warp drive.
Science. Reason science to 4, complication H2, assisted by computer science. And Patterson on the ship can do that.
Okay. Computers is a focus?
Yep.
Okay. To 4, I'll give... I'm gonna preserve the momentum. I'll spend 3 threat to get 4 die. Hey, there we go.
Huzzah! Now you're getting good rolls.
There we go.
Spending being some threat. And going through the planetary catalog, there is a possible candidate. It's a class L world, but it's class L because it's super close to the stars, so it's very bright. These things eat light, so that would be just fine for them. And since it's class L, there's no animal life to interfere with it. There's some plant life, but it's cacti and barely hanging on. The problem is that there's no native dilithium in the system.
You don't have to have dilithium though for warp, right? That's just enhances the warp, allows it
that
to...
makes it a lot easier.
Sure.
Yeah, in theory, like Zephyr Cochrane
didn't have it.
Yeah. Get out there and then be polite and trade with the creatures that are out there. Maybe you can get some dilithium down the road. So.
Maybe.
All right. Well,
Creation of the warp of their own warp engine would allow them to enter the larger universe.
sure.
What do you think, Captain? Do we want to give these guys a new world?
Yes.
We'll call it SETI Alpha 5.
Because nothing bad happened there.
That's right.
Let's just call it Photos.
All right. Alien race. Not ideal situation for them, and lack of dilithium. That's gonna be an issue. And let's going for the big swing tonight. And everyone can assist on this as you are piecing together a peace treaty.
Okay, would you allow me to treat my assist as a direct and brand my pike medal?
Absolutely.
So yeah, so instantly 2 successes, so that pretty much theoretically lowers the difficulty by 2.
Yep.
But oh my god, I hope someone has a reroll.
I still have my determination.
Okay.
That would depend on who the primary roller is.
I also
Yeah.
have the palm leaf, which reduces the difficulty by 1.
Palm leaf with fire.
Okay, so we just need 2. I got 4.
Who's leading?
I feel that the closest person might be Ross, unless I can.
You're already directing and assisting, so
Presence of command for Rost, I think. Everyone.
All right.
Would definitely not be Fox.
I will take those 3 momentum.
all right.
Could I use Federation law and politics as a focus?
More looking for diplomacy or speech or debate, bargaining.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
Can he borrow my focus?
Yeah, but you have a talent that allows him to do that.
I do not. Wait, with the chase star will work.
Yes, that would apply.
So let's use that to decrease the comp to 3.
All right, comp 3. Comp 3, we're rolling 4 dice. Nice. Difficulty 4, and there's 2 hits on the table.
All right, here goes.
Not that bad. Yeah, I'm not going to roll because there's no way in hell that I'm going to get a good thing here.
All right, so 2, 4, 6. The 4, so you have.
I'm gonna spin. Well, no, I can't.
Yeah, you're assisting. So you have 2 momentum, and you can quash it, but then there's Rust roll.
So you've already used my determination. There's nothing else left to use except for milestone.
Except for your what?
Except for maybe a milestone.
Have you bartered a treaty before? Or talked someone down from violence?
I believe I did back on what was the Mushroom People world, the Andalans. We were able to negotiate a peace with them.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Especially since you were talking to government.
That gives me a reroll or a success or
A reroll.
I'll take it.
That's another hit. I'm assuming you would like to spend 2 to quash Sorrel.
Yes, I would like to do that.
We have an accord.
Excellent.
And
That's great.
With that, the gravimetric waves slowly die down. The lightning gets less intense. It is still really dark where you're at, and that's the song I want. And the photovoric mites condense down into a small sphere that would fit mostly in the back half of a runabout or 2.
Cool.
Can we use the transporter to beam them into like a cargo bay or something like that, or do they need to be physically transported?
You can and use the transporters. New scene, so all stress resets, all power and shields reset. Everyone can recover injuries again.
Oh, good. I'm no longer near death.
You are no longer near death. You manage to tow the spheroid back into orbit with its friends, and the spheroids always reach out to you, Ross and Sorrel, and can say, You are ones who bring peace. We are aligned with you.
We are honored to be aligned with you.
Indeed.
We travel all the stars and make peace where we can.
As do we. Where will your journey take you next?
Away.
Should our paths cross again, we would enjoy the conversation.
As would we.
Peace and long life.
Peace and long life.
Away team to Gungnir. Away team to beam up.
You beam up. You have the mites on board. All crew and personnel has been and recovered, and everyone is on board the ship.
Heck yeah.
Bird Fox returns to his quarters for a new uniform.
Yep. I'm guessing you're standing down from Red Alert.
Yes.
Oh, that. No, I don't want white filter. I want no filter.
Unless you plan to kill us another way.
I don't have enough threat for that. But as you are packing up and ready to go, you see that the spheres get into a synchronous orbit around the star and begin orbiting it at a significant pace, way faster than a planet should. Faster and faster, and they actually start tunneling into subspace, and there's a shared warp field that's generated around the orbit of this entire star, that's engulfing all of the planetoids, until with a flash of blue light, they disappear and continue their journey.
Amazing.
So theoretically, the mites could not have created a warp field using that planetoid.
No. Part of the effect was something similar to a warp effect. There was.
Sounds like this stopped them from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Given how it was all of them out going super fast around the planet, it seems like they needed all of them to do it. Well, I don't know if one could do it.
Sorrel will make a note to review the sensor logs that were to see examine the data on this unique form of warp transport.
You can. Yeah, one last roll. You can and get a scan of that. Science. Oh, and sensor science.
Okay.
Which brings her into 3.
Testing a theory.
That will hit.
All right.
All right, and on the back of your sheet, I'm going to note that you have the spheroid wormhole project.
Okay.
This is basically going to be a long-term project. You can sink time sync reputation in on your own time,
Okay.
and you can figure this out on your own time.
Cool.
If we do get it something like a free episode or shore leave episode, you can and make some rolls into this as well.
Awesome.
It's gonna be a 8 scale difficulty 8 project.
Okay.
So just note that on the back of your sheet.
All
right. Any last words before the Gungnir takes off?
No.
Love with stars is a privilege of all races, but not a right that can be taken.
Indeed. Captain, final words?
I can't think of any, but because of how this was focused on Ross, let's have him do it.
Ross,
Well, I think
final
we
words.
did we brought peace to a new beings that were new to us. We were able to set another species on a course on self-development, and yeah, I think we did it all without having to resort to violence so much. So good job, everybody.
It's good to experience life in its infinite diversity and infinite combinations.
And with that note, the Gungnir air jumps to warp. And she sets off for Starbase Ace Aegis. And that will end our episode for tonight. Thank you guys for playing. That was awesome. Went a little off the rails, but I think we had fun along the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we got to meet new life forms and new civilizations and seed a civilization, it seems.
And not kill them.
Killing them would have been an option, and also, oh, good job on you guys sticking by your guns and not giving them technology, because that would have dinged you for violating the Prime Directive for sure.
We gave them a solution that did not violate any of our regulations.
Exactly, nor your morals.
Indeed.
And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. As always, as we give a big thumbs up to Modifius for giving us Star Trek Adventures, and Gene Roddenberry for giving us the tall ship to sail into the stars. And with that, I am the author. I stream Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and I will see you then. Thank you very much, and have a good night.